G'day guys. Just went and did the full works to this GP 3500 and I'm just doing a frequency scan. For some reason I just went out, come back, and there's a bucket of noise again. It's just the whole area has gone extremely noisy. I've gone around, turned everything off, just checked everything here, and no, it's nothing. It's very strange indeed, because at night time, especially in the early hours or getting close to, there's no noise. And during the day, that just did a frequency scan. And I don't think it's picked up anything good anyway. It hasn't locked onto somewhere quiet. It's right across the spectrum. It's just noise. So yeah, it's got me. What it is, I think that I might have to actually get a portable spectrum analyzer and go around the place and just see if there is something around. I'll tell you something funny that happened to me quite a few years ago now, is that we used to muck around with 2A radio and CB radio and stuff like that, and someone made a little transmitter, just a really rough circuit board. They put a little crystal oscillator on the board and a very low power transmitter, and it worked on a 6-volt motorcycle gel battery, and it had a LDR, which is a light dependent resistor, on this unit as well. And what it would do is, when the sun went down, it would start transmitting on what we used back then was the call channel. It was channel 11, I think. So that's where everyone used to meet up. And someone put this in my front garden and put it up a tree, and with a wire dangling off it. And that basically stuffed me up for hearing anything on channel 11. So I had to put a call out on channel 11 and say that I was going to channel 12 or something. And it took me about 2 weeks to find it. And yeah, so there's someone doing a prank, basically. So that's what it was. So I hope it's not something like that here. They've done something around the operational frequencies of these detectors. It's got jitter or something. It's just broadband, because it doesn't do it. It only does it to these Minelab detectors. But nothing surprises me. Anyway, that's the 3500 done. Now let's get in front of the camera. Someone said before, when I was doing my tests, I was standing in front of the camera, and I probably was, so you couldn't see what I was doing. But this is just ridiculous now, the amount of noise. So I've done a frequency scan, and you just listen. It's just totally random. I don't know what it is. It's not in here. I go turn the power board off, still there. So I'll work it out one day what this is. And it's getting, hang on. Thought it was me there for a minute. No, it's just noise. Anyway, I'm running a lot of gain on this. It's got variable gain on boards in it, but anyway, what can we do? So there's the 40 centimeter ruler. That's just extremely noisy. But anyway, when I did this before, it was about a half the noise, and when I was playing around with GPXs at night, all the noise went away. It just died. So I'm starting to think maybe it's a solar panel or a solar system somewhere that is just non-compliant and just a broadband radiator. It wouldn't surprise me. At night it's quiet, day, bang. In the morning it's quiet, and maybe the sun's not in the right angle in the morning. Maybe it's someone who's got panels that face west or something. But anyway, I don't know. Anyway, I got a ring here. I'm up at 35 centimetres. I can't push it past 35, it just gets lost in the noise. That is an absolute bucket full of noise there. That is just really, really quite bad. So, you know, I've got everything turned off. There's nothing on, and it's just a bucket of noise. So, I don't know what to do about that. It's sort of like I'm going to have to do all my testing at night. I can't do any noise figure measurements during the day. You know, like the way I've got it set up, it's running anti-phase coils. It should nullify everything, and no, it just, whatever it is, it's extremely punchy. It really is a nasty piece of work. Actually, I've got those two spectrum analyzers here. I've got these ones, so those ones. I might fire one of these up and see if I can just put a piece of wire in there and just have a look at what frequency we're looking at, and just roughly the amplitude, and maybe just track it. I don't know if one of these is plugged in. Top one is. I think that one might need screen adjusted, or does it not? No. These things are very, very sensitive, and yeah, we can. Yep, calibrating offset. Yeah, I think the screen needs a little bit of tilt adjust on that. But anyway, it's already picking up noise. But just if I just put a piece of wire in the input of that, I should be able to find a piece of wire, shouldn't I? Now I'll turn this piece of noise off because that's all it's doing, and let's get a piece of wire. Let's see what this is, because it's just it's becoming obnoxious. Dear me. So I'll just get a piece of wire. Yeah. Bend it over. I'll just stick it in there and just see what happens. I think A input for memory. Hang on a second. Get in there. Come on. Okay, look at that. I don't know if you can. I'll just zoom in on that. If anyone's interested in noise spectrum. Oh, see, I'm using the back camera on this, and we can basically have a look at all the mains and harmonics. That's a lot of that's mains harmonics. Let's get in there and have a look. Yes, center frequency 50, start 0, run. Yeah, screen needs a little bit of a tilt. I have to do that with adjusting the yoke on the back of the tube on this, but that's easy enough. Okay, so we're running full spectrum. I'm trying to remember what frequency these go to. They're not very high. They use these, actually. They used them in the submarines for acoustic measurements, low frequency acoustic measurements, and yeah, probably had a better sensor preamplifier and plugged into these. But that's where a lot of these were used on US subs for sonar acoustic measurements. You could see all the bips and the harmonics and amplitude and whatever else. Yeah. So what are we on? 20 dB a division. I think I might have to do the. It's going to focus on it. I don't know. I haven't used these for a while. That's brightness. So we're on full span of spectrum. God, you've got to have micro fingers to do this. Yeah, so that's basically what we got there. We're on the marker, I think, aren't we? Is it going to read out a frequency? Probably. Oh yeah, there we are. Smack bang. $50. That's interesting. Well, I want to say it's on 47 hertz. That's very strange. Our power line frequency here is not 47 hertz. So that's a big peak there. We'll go up the road a little bit. There we go. It's around 60 hertz, that peak there. So there's harmonics and subharmonics and all sorts of funny mixing stuff going on. It could even be a bad insulator on the power lines. It could be anything. You know, just thinking. I wonder. The only thing it doesn't turn off in this place is that UPS. I've got a right next to it there. There's a UPS and a modem. They're always on, but I can't see why that would just. Oops, wrong one. I just can't see why that would suddenly start generating spurious emissions or anything. So I'm really thinking it's mains, but I'm just going to make sure if I kill one, I might kill the other. Which one's which? That big black one. It goes onto the whole thing here. Hang on a second. We have with a couple of plug packs plugged in there. Bloody switch mode plug packs. I wonder if Chari's hooked something up, and yeah, I don't know. I'll turn this detector back on. We'll listen to the noise. That's bizarre. The noise has nearly gone away. There's still noise, but it's a lot less. And I haven't done anything. I turn that on, should put the noise up, shouldn't it? Drawing more current. Hang on a sec. I don't really need this on because the fan makes noise. There's a bit of noise there. It's dropped in amplitude a bit. But hang on, I'm just going to turn off. I want to hear everyone scream. Because to do this, I'm going to drop this out. Oh, God. Less. That's ridiculous. Why would the UPS, that's getting kicked out of the room, the UPS and it's the internet and probably that's switch mode. Hang on a second. How is all this configured here? Okay, everything's around everything. Okay, we got the nut. I don't know if you can see this, but hang on, I'll move the camera. I can't see what I'm looking at because I've got it on the back. So hang on, I'll just get out of that. Yeah, I've killed the router. I killed the router, and I'll just you have a look here. Oh dear me! Listen, why does it go quiet at night though? This is really weird. So the router is dead. The UPS, it'll start beeping if I turn it off. I know that. So I don't know if I turn it off. Okay, internet's dead. We've got cable internet too, so I'll just touch the connectors on the back to see if it picks up. Normally that does happen. Okay, all down there is dead. It's something over here. It's the router does something. I don't know what's going on. Or maybe it's mixing with something. But I've got all that completely dead at the moment. We'll go back to this. Bear with me. This is just a bit of a hunt to find out what the noise source is. We'll turn up the audio. Okay, the audio is full now. This is what I have to contend with. The router's on, but it doesn't make noise at night. It makes noise roughly around about 4 o'clock. What's that got to do with anything? I don't know. Anyway, let's see how this goes now. Oops, I have to readjust the camera, don't I? I should put a GoPro on my head or something like other people do and look like a total, space cadet. But anyway, that's heaps better. But anyway, let's see how far we get. I'd say probably a reliable 35. You can get it more, but I got the amp. Would you believe I got the booster full bore? So hang on a second. Let's have a look at this. I'll turn the threshold up. Maybe it makes a difference. Now I know that on the signal you've got to turn it full and then back about 2/10 of a turn on these. So anyway. Definitely wants more threshold. 37. 39. Yeah, putts out at 39. I can't get it past that. As soon as I hit 40, it just all dies away. Let's kill that again. Whoops. Went the wrong way. Poor old left the preamp on for about 3 days straight. So it's amazing the batteries aren't flat. That's the thing about the preamps we make. I've left the preamp on overnight at least three 3 nights now. It's been on during the day. It just doesn't kill the batteries. It's just doesn't use much power, and it's not a Class D amplifier, which everyone has dramas with. Well, people have found out the hard way, but anyway, Class AB amplifier. Dear me, it's a bridge tie one, so we get 4 times the energy out of it, so it can run on very low voltage. So anyway, 39 centimeters on the ring on that setup. Now, here's the funny thing. This is in normal mode, right? Normal mode. The GPXs are in normal mode. Now, isn't it strange? Well, not really, but isn't it, we'll call it coincidental, that after they're modified, well, I'll put the same stuff in that as what I have the 4500, that they both pick up the same height. That's what I'm saying about some of this detectors. You know, this one goes deeper than that one. Actually, when they're standard and they've got the same basic front ends in them, they won't go deeper. You have to maybe change the overall gain and change the frequency and pulse spacing. You need to do a lot of stuff. But this one here, that's what I mean. If you're going to look for big gold and concentrate just for big gold, okay, get yourself an old GP Extreme, and I'll put a new front end in it for you. I'll put variable frequency, and because we put variable frequency in these. This one hasn't got it yet, but we put the variable frequency into these detectors, and we can put the variable gain. We put in the gain blocks. We put in the whole new, basically, strip the whole front end out and put a whole new front end in it. And I've got the new chips too, and the new chips definitely make them a lot quieter. That's why I was going nuts with this noise. I better. No one screamed because nothing will work. They won't be able to watch YouTube, and they won't be able to do messaging and all that. So I'm very surprised that no one's gone nuts. But I think maybe the biggest problem here is our switch mode power supply little plug pack thing, and I think that that's going to have to be made into a linear supply, which no switching components, basically just transformer and rectifier. But I'd say that is the problem. That is a problem. We'll turn this back on. I think you could do that. I haven't touched this UPS for years, so it doesn't stuff up. Just keeps working. And I'll just plug that back in, and it's buzzing away, so it must be working. And it'll take a while for everything to still in. Yeah, it's got on battery charge. And click, and Mr. II Net Internet. Oh, it's starting to go. It's starting to take off. So yeah, it'll sit there and flash colours at us for months of Sundays. For some reason, cable very, very slow to initialize. It's sitting there. Look at that. It's ticking away. Will it work? I don't know. Actually, I'll put the detector on and have a listen while it's doing this. Oh, helpful to put the amplifier on too, wouldn't it? The noise is just trickling up. It's very slight, but I've got a microphone near the speaker, so you should be able to hear that. I just want to see if this thing fires up fully and it gets noisy or something. You can hear those peaks are coming up. So this might be one of the things. Now let's get in there behind it and have a play. Because when you're experimenting with detectors or doing them up, you've got to have a noiseless environment because you won't know what's going on. Okay. Poor old power supply is tangled around all the wires here. Okay. I don't know. I'm at a loss. It's far worse before. So, I don't know. Tell you what I have got though. I just remembered. Thought I had a couple of these. What I've got, if I've got a couple of, oh here we are, got another one, beauty. I've got some of these clamps. These things just squish together that were on the X coils. So what I'm going to do, on the output of the switch mode on the DC side, we'll clip that on there, and on the UPS on the mains coming out, if I can, I don't know if I can get it on there. Might be too thick. Probably too thick. I'll stick it on there anyway, on that one. No. Anyway, I've got two on the output. I don't know, it won't do anything anyway. There's not enough reactive impedance with those devices at low frequency. So we're up and running, and this thing's doing what it's meant to be doing, but we have got noise. So I'm going to get rid of this router and find somewhere else to put it, away from me. I'll just drop that back out. Go around here, and even with that popping away like it is, it's alive. Check it again. It's funny, it's like I turned the threshold down, but I didn't, did I? Or did I? Oh, of course I did. I turned the threshold down because I forgot on the 35s, the threshold is the on and off switch. So anyway. Now, see? Starting to make noise again. It's getting noisy. So I don't know, maybe it's two items with a beat frequency or something. Yeah. It is. It's just starting to get noisy. I've got to get rid of all this stuff out of this room. That's what I've got to do. I mean, all this switch mode type stuff. Yeah, there. Look, just picking up, and it'll do that on any detector that's running. Bamboozling. Maybe it's the capacitors in the router drying out. I don't know. The UPS is doing nothing. It's just sitting there. You can hear the noise coming up. Maybe it's drifting frequency, but I did scan that before, and it was exactly the same. There we go. Louder and louder and louder. It's something to do with this router or something here. I'll upset the neighbours and everybody in the neighbourhood. I'm just going to unscrew the signal line into the router. Went down a bit. Now I'm just going to unplug the switch mode out of the router as well. No difference. So it's not the router itself. Back in, and when I put the line connector back in, up goes the noise. So what we're doing, more than likely, we're bringing stuff from outside in on the cable, internet coaxial cable, and it's re-radiating through the equipment in the room. It's something like that's going on, because it's the only thing I did. Switch mode was on, and hooking that up makes it worse. Oh dear me. Okay, it's all in this corner. So anyway, that is, well, most people are going to say, what the hell are you doing? This is so boring. But if you're fixing detectors and working on them, and you had this happen to you, you would want to know exactly what the hell's going on. So this is only for guys who do the experiments. It's not for the general public, because the general public, in most cases, don't know what's going on. So they just look at it and go, oh, this is boring. But there you go. Up goes the noise, from basically dead quiet to a bucket full of noise. That's really interesting. Yeah, it's just getting noisier and noisier as it goes. It's not the detector, because they all do it over time. They just get noisier, and then it goes away, and it comes back. So, oops, turn that the wrong way. So that's just a bit of fun. Wow, after all that. So anyway, we proved a point that in normal timings, the older detectors can be modernized, upgraded to do exactly the same as the newer detectors that are modernized and upgraded. So we can really get up to the same specification. I think there was probably a centimeter in it or something, but I still have to do a little bit more to this thing, and we'll get there. It'll end up being a real good detector. This is going over the US, by the way, so got to get it perfect. Nothing worse than if you do something and something happens to it once it's gone overseas like that. Touch wood, it doesn't happen, but shouldn't, because we do these all over the place, and I never hear about it again in most cases. Only I hear about feedback comes back. It's usually silly things like we've got in the menu and we turn the ground balance off. I thought that was a good one, but the detector was faulty. But no, you turn the ground balance off, and whoever did that will know, because they probably watched this. Yes, someone else said something was in their detector, and they pulled everything I put in there out. I had another guy who thought that his detector was faulty, and he blamed the upgrades, and he put side cutters through all the wiring and couldn't work out why thereafter the detector didn't work. I was amazed at that. I was overseas at the time, so I couldn't even look at it. I just got told, oh, this thing was playing up or something or other, and blamed all the modifications and put the wire cutters through it, which, yeah, mind boggles. It really does. But usually, if there is a problem with these detectors, it's usually, well, it has been people cranking up the gain, flat stick in fine gold on the 5000. That just desensitizes it. But we got on top of that. If anyone out there has that problem with the 5000, which I tell everyone about it, but some people continue trying to push it. Yeah, I can fix that now anyways. No big deal. We've got this going really, really well. I will set that one back in its box and send it back to the US, or get David to send it back to the US. And I think I'll get another 5,000 out. I'm going to give the 5,000 the full workout, and we'll see if we can get the 5,000 to behave itself. And we'll just have a look at my 40 centimeter ruler and just see where we can get to. Because, yeah, I'll tell you what, some big gains coming from these detectors. I'm really want to get out there and do some side by sides at the swinging test site where we can go over flat ground. Yeah, I wanted to set one up here because I've got a ton of dirt I've got from other places in Victoria with a lot of hot dirt. We can make up a hot dirt test site here, easy as. But I keep asking the council here, and they think that I'm a ghost. They they pretend I don't exist. And there's plenty of council land around here to do that. And everyone could use a test site then, couldn't they? You wouldn't have to drive all the way whoop from Melbourne. You can just go into Ballarat and do it. But yeah, it's dealing with bureaucracy can be painful, especially if they think metal detecting is you know some sort of public enemy number one or something, because they don't like their parks dug up and stuff, and they think something like that's going to happen. You've got to grab them, you've got to sit them down, you've got to educate them. You even probably have to take them out to where you're going to do it and show them what you're going to do, because I've noticed a lot of people who don't understand automatically just go into the negative, knee jerk, no, no. Happens all the time. But yeah, education usually can solve the problem, just like climate change. Educating people that CO2 levels, it's really good for plants. That makes more food for everybody. But they want to say, oh, we're all going to die. It's going to heat the atmosphere. No, 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 no. It's not going to heat the atmosphere, because CO2 is heavier than all the other gases in the atmosphere and hangs down near the ground. So how's it going to heat up the atmosphere? People are dumb. I mean, sorry, but it's a money-making stunt, if you ask me. It really is. But I'm going to get comments, aren't I? There's two camps of people out there. Ones that have been sucked in and believe it, and the others that know better. But yeah, I have done a lot of research on gas levels and stuff like that, and I'm a person, I just think logically, and logically what they're all saying doesn't make any sense. It's just the weather, and it's all to do with that even the sun, the heliosphere of the sun grows in 11-year cycles, in sunspots and all that stuff. So the sun's doing this. Oh, I think it'll go out another 500,000 kilometers today in diameter, or whatever, and or I might go more. I might go another 2 million. What do you think that does to the Earth? And these things go in cycles, and they can be measured. But anyway, all weather's controlled by the sun. End of story. That's it. That's all you got to go on. And we've had fluctuating CO2 levels here for countless years, thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, because they do ice cores and they measure the CO2 and the gas makeup in the ice out in Antarctica. So yeah, I read all that stuff, so you just put it all together and you go, oh God, how come they're saying this when that doesn't indicate that's happening at all? Quite amazing. Anyway, that's enough waffle. See, went right off track. But that's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, that's what we can do with these older detectors. That's an old GP 3500. I can do exactly the same from the old Extreme. You can do exactly the same for the SDs too. I'll tell you right now, you can. And if I actually did up an old 2000 with all this new stuff in it, oh my God, I tell you what, it'd be one hell of a deep detector. You can also make it go good on small stuff, but they're a bit of a bucking bronco, but my God, she go deep. She go real deep. Beat it pants off everything else. Absolutely blitz it. Drive a massive big coil. Yeah, I tell you what, you can't beat those old SDs for outright depth performance. They just blitz it because they haven't got all the filtering in there, and the filtering throws the baby out of the bathwater in some cases. So just be aware of that. The more complex the detector, usually if it starts wanting to filter stuff out, it can be detrimental to your recovery because tries to make things smooth and retain the target signal, but target signal is not really smooth. You got to do two things at once, and I think one thing goes out of the other. But I've seen that myself anyway, doing my own tests. The more raw the detector, and you've got to keep it quiet, of course. You can't have it near power lines and that, but it will go deeper than something that's got a lot of signal conditioning in the detector. So it's just, I'm an analog guy, and I'll say that, and the digital guys say, no, we can use digital filtering, and we get rid of that, and we'll brick wall that, and we'll do this, and wave shape it and manipulate it, and oh God, where'd that signal go? Oh God, yeah, basically that's what happens. I don't like a lot of digital techniques. Some digital techniques are good, some digital techniques are absolute shocker. But anyway, that's enough waffling. I've waffled too much. I'm going to get the 5000 out now and do the rest of the build on the 5000. Just see how it goes. Catch it.